Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen.
Hey, darlings. And then I just got an Amazon delivery of the Wave 3 Camco Olympian heater. I'm gonna hook up the Wave 3 tonight. I'm waiting for the adapter to come from Amazon this evening, and I'll give a report next month, but I'll let you know what my propane costs. So hey, it's Soraya Sabada with Soraya's Fierce Cooking Show. And I am the queen of healthy Latin cooking, and then now the queen of fierce van life. So, welcome to my channel, welcome to my show, and welcome to this most current recording of month 4. This is February 24th, February 28th will be 4 months in the van. And I'm still here with no insulation. And I am living in New York, and it is still winter in New York, and I'm here. So I'd like to start by saying I'm very grateful that I'm still a participant in this lifestyle. I have not bailed from the challenges, the conditions. Sometimes, you know, it gets really, really, really cold. You will ask maybe why haven't I insulated my van yet? Well, I am an urban dweller. I'm actually waiting for the spring so I could do it at my public storage facility in their parking lot. They're pretty flexible with me cleaning the van out, or rearranging the van and all that stuff. So I'm probably gonna wait till spring to do some cutting of wood and putting insulation and figuring it out step by step. But I'm saying that I don't have any insulation because I just want to let you know, if I'm in New York in the winter with no insulation and still here, and you know, I'm okay, then it's possible to start van life without everything in place. So I felt it was, like I said in last month's episode, it was kind of a now or never type of situation. That is something I thought about wanting to do, and I felt, well, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it and take it a day at a time. So on last month's episode, I was very, very excited about a couple of things I was implementing. And speaking of heat, I had the Camco Olympian 3 wave heater. I had just gotten it from Amazon, and I had gotten the hoses and the adapters and everything for it to be connected to a 1-pound propane tank. And right after I did the video, I went to start hooking it up, and it didn't work for me. There were propane bursts twice that scared the hell out of me. They were very cold. I thought my finger just like it froze. It was like really scary. It just turned me off from trying to use the Camco Olympian with the adapters and hoses that I had. According to my research and what Camco was saying, I got the right hoses and connectors. I didn't put the Teflon tape on, and I should have, or whatever, but I didn't care for that experience. It really scared me, and I sent the Camco right back. I never even connected it fully and even turned it on. So I am sticking with what I have. This is a 2-burner Coleman propane stove and a Coleman oven, and I use that. January especially was a very, very cold month, and I had a very high propane usage. It was almost like $350 just on propane. And then when I tallied up all my expenses, storage, gas, you know, all of that, it really came out to be like almost $600 for this, between the storage, the propane, gasoline, blah, 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 blah. $500, $600, which if I'm renting a room, it could be $700, $800, $900. Then I was like, you know, I really want to cut my costs down even further. So I'm going through my storage facility and purging and decluttering so I can get a $100 a month storage unit. So that's what I'm working on. I had the propane on all night, and so that's why I went through 3 cans a night. I wanted this space and this environment here to be like the Hotel California or something, you know, nice and warm and toasty, which it was. It was comfortable, but I was going through a lot of propane. So I decided to do periodic turn-ons of the heat, both the car and the propane, because I was just doing propane. I was too anxious and nervous to start the car at like 11:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning to heat up the car. Like, I didn't want to draw that attention because my parking light will stay on while the car is on, and people want my parking spot, and I have to like wave and say that I'm staying put, and it kind of would give off the vibe that, you know, I'm living and sleeping in the van at 3 o'clock in the morning with a silk cap on my head. You know, so I take the cap off, whatever. But now I don't give a F too much. You know, I've gotten a little bit more secure, and so now I will start the car for a while and turn on the propane and have both of them on for about, I find, about 20 minutes. That's how I do my heating intervals. So my body will wake up usually at 35 to 40, 49 degrees. My body wakes up, it's like, hey, it's getting cold in here. And then I do a refresh and I reheat, and then I go back to bed. Now I put a timer on while I do that so I don't fall asleep, just to make sure that I do 20 minutes or less and turn everything off. It gets more Hotel California-y, and then I can, you know, comfortably, you know, go back to sleep. And then when I wake up again, I'll redo it if I need to, because I tally my expenses each month. I'm looking to be as honest with you as possible. If you're gonna get into van life, you should really know what you can expect with costs. So this month, propane this month is $55. Been using maybe a bottle a day, a bottle a night, maybe even that much for cooking and heat. Last month was $319. I'm on unemployment, so I'm trying to maintain my budget. I've always seemed to overspend. Van life, to me, one of the good things I really like about it, for me, boys and girls, whoever's out there thinking about doing it, is that as soon as I started van life, I started tracking my expenses much better. So I'm not compulsively spending as much. If I walk by a store window and there's this cute dress or cute little sneakers or cute little heels or something, you know, I'll buy it. You know, I'm not thinking about, do I have room for it? Do I really need it? I like it. It looks good on me. I buy it, right? Nowadays, since van life, I have categories of expenses, and I try to meet the category and not exceed it. And if I can go under, like the propane costs, then that's a plus, right? So my unemployment is whatever it is, a week, a month, and I'm looking to fit my expenses, especially in van life, since my van is paid for, right? So I have no mortgage, no car note. Insurance is $100 a month. Storage is getting expensive. They're gonna raise the fee next month to $313 from $254. So really, that's prompted me to go through my things, donate, sell, minimize. And the real cool thing about van life, maybe this will be cool for you if you choose to go with it. And if you're not in van life yet, you may want to think about starting this, which is minimalism. I'm really excited about going into my life moving forward with owning exactly what makes me super freaking happy to have. Like whatever bowl I like eating, I have maybe 4 bowls, 6 bowls. Can I pick one that I feel fabulous about? And I just need one. It's just me. There's 2 plates that I really like. They're small plates out of like 10 that I have. One is a Marilyn Monroe plate. She's up here. And a plastic Batman plate. It's a kid's plate. A cup and a fork and a spoon and this plate that was all Batman and Robin. I love it. So I will not part with that. You cannot take that away from me. So 2 plates. So 2 little plates. Maybe I'll keep one of my larger plates which has some palm trees on it that I really like. So I'm really going through my things. I don't need 6 forks. I don't need 8 spoons. I don't need all these dinner knives, because it's just me in the van right now. And that's really how I'm looking at my life. It's just me as a single woman doing van life. If I'm gonna have friends come over, it'll be paper plates and some plastic cutlery, and we'll try to minimize on the plastic too. Whatever. I have 2 spoons and maybe I have 2 forks. Who knows? But I'm in a Ford Transit Connect 2011. There's only so much space here, and not only that, I really I feel I'll be 61 next month. I'm notoriously single. It's like I'm a serial single person. Like I'm single. That's just me. I'm just letting you know who I am. So 1 fork, 2 spoons, 1 bowl, 2 little plates. I don't need a lot. It's just me. So I'm cool with that, and I accept that. I accept who I am and what I want to do. I am giving a year of van life. So I feel if I can get through the winter, great. And we'll see how the summers are. I don't know, with the heat. But I'll go through that 2 a day at a time. I really want to do the year of van life. I've had some real tricky little things that happened this month. The Camco and the burst was scary. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back and get a room or get an apartment. But I was like, I got over it real quick. And some other things. I left the parking lights on, and when I got to my car, it was like one of the coldest nights in New York City this month, and the car was dead. So a friend of mine had this little car charger thing, and then we got to start the car, so that was good. So nothing serious. These things happen, but just be aware. If you're depending on your vehicle, right? Cold, warm, doesn't matter what kind of weather. Just be prepared for little snafus. And you know, like myself, you'll have a couple of friends who can help you out and find a solution, right? But don't give up and just try it. You know, whatever. I'm not. The decision is yours. But it's really interesting coming into this really small vehicle, and the way I have it set up. I'm gonna do my best to show you a little bit around because it's a new setup. I'm a solution finder. I'm always focusing on a solution because I'm a notorious fault finder. Just not too many people know that. Bullshit. Everybody knows. I'm like, you said that? You did that? What the hell's wrong with you? I'm always reading everybody. No, not really. In my mind, yes, but not verbally. So being a notorious fault finder, and this is because of my childhood, you know, whatever, we can always talk about that another time. You know, I'm always like focusing like, what could be better? What can I do better? How can I do that better? How can I do that better? How can I record that better? How can I cook that better? How can I make use of the space? Got that from my dad. My father was very aware of the cubic inch of space, and he always organized his stuff really nice. I find I have that tendency. I'm always looking for furniture with a small footprint. And speaking of that, I think I'm a good candidate for nomadism or van life because I never liked owning heavy pieces of furniture. And maybe this is a character defect of mine. It's like I always wanted to have furniture that I could just fold up, pack, and go. And I know it's due to the fact that I grew up not knowing the value of money. And a part of me just feels like that I can't earn consistently. I have my ups and downs with earning. I'll be like the Grand Poobah and be on New York Times and have my songs do fabulous on compilations, import and domestic music licensing. You know, I've done well, but I go up and down. I lack consistency in my earning. I've accepted that at 60. So van life is not the solution, but I find for me, van life and its low cost, it's like a foundation for me to like be aware of expenses and income because I'd like a bigger van. I find it very strange that in my heart, I don't feel like I want an apartment or a house. And I don't know what that's about. And I would like to be in a relationship with a partner, but that would be kind of cool. I'm not like out looking for it, but I've always been kind of single, like I said, so I'm kind of okay with aloneism, and I don't really feel lonely. I mean, I'm a creative. I'm really fine with my own company. I do a lot of support in 12-step groups, so I do a lot of service there. I'm really connected to the community. That fills me up, and I have a few friends that are just absolutely fabulous, and they fill me, but I'm not like really a person that hangs out with a lot of people, need to be around people. Like, I love my alone time. So when I come into the van, I feel like this is home. This is home. So I will say that I've been going for medical care as a transgender person, trying to get that going, you know, because I need to. I kind of neglected that. So now that I have a little bit of time, I'm kind of like setting my health care. And I notice when I tell people that I'm living out of a van, and then someone said to me, well, if you're living in a van, you're living in the street, and if you're living in the street, you're homeless. I don't really consider myself to be homeless because I have a home. But I do tell people, like, I am living in the street, I'm living in a van. And when I tell people that, I find that there's a certain discrimination that I've encountered. And people get like, they get like angry or resentful. Like the conversation goes fine with healthcare, and then they're like, my mailing address is this, but I don't live there. Where do you live? Well, I live in the street, I live in a van. Oh, well, you know, we can't see you because you might need care, and you may need to be in an apartment while you're recuperating. I'm like, well, I have friends. But I noticed the tone when I tell people that I'm living in a van, living in the street, living in a van. I'm living in the street in a van. Homeless. I mean, that may be the category of it. And people get like a little wigged out, like it scares them. And I think too, when you tell someone that, they think you have no money, and that's the reason why you're doing it, you know. So I think it kicks up for some people, and it would kick that up for me, which is why I'm doing this, is to face the fear of not having any money and face the fear of homelessness. Because I think all my life I was the hamster on the wheel, whatever, like always trying to prove like I can make it, I can get that job, I can earn that money, I can own those things, I can look as fabulous as my friends and my sister and my brothers and my siblings who are hetero with kids. Like, you know, I can measure up, I can own a co-op, which I did, you know. And like right now I have zero debt, which is great. My credit score is incredible. Right now it's the highest it's ever been in my freaking life at 60. And I like that. I'm aware of my up and down earnings. And I wanted to stabilize my mental perspective of earning and spending on this level, and then say, well, oh, I'm earning this much now. Oh, I've saved this much now. I can buy a bigger van, like a, you know, a higher top van, a little longer. I can have all my records and all my cooking stuff in there and really cook. And you know, I've talked about that cute kitchen that I really want. I have a cute one now, but you know what I mean, like, you know, with a sink and the, you know, the gray water and blah 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 blah. You know, with some little lights on the top, on the front. Have my vehicle wrap on there, really cute. You know, I want a van with a pink chandelier in there. You know, I like to have a dog, but if I'm gonna be cooking the way I want to cook in the van, a dog's not gonna be cool, because I want to be able to cook in the van and generate my food samples in the van and have it pretty clean. Like, I find this little van, for what it is, stays organized and clean. It has to, otherwise I'll bail from this, really. And I'm always constantly go through what I have in the storage bins, which are ottomans, which I hope to show you. It's working out really well for sleeping and stuff, and for storage, as opposed to the plastic storage bins that I had, which wasn't working out for me. It wasn't so comfortable. I'm gonna end this by saying it's month 4 of van life. I'm gonna see if I have another battery to give a walkthrough of the home, so I can show you what I've done and the changes. I have one of these ottomans. I have food supplies in here, like paper plates, my bowls, some things. And that works really well for me. And here's a Coleman stove and oven hookup that's been my source of cooking and heating. And then I really love my little kitchen setup. I mean, it's bare bones, right? It's crazy. But I've used the spaces in the Ford Transit. I took the roof off. I had it taken out when I installed the Max-Air fan. So I put like my oil and my spices in here, my little empanada, a cutter, and little like cupcake pan. I have a fan. I have this rack to hold my pots and pans. I have this lid rack to hold the lids. I have another lid there, so when I'm cooking, I didn't have a place to put the lid. When I was cooking, like, I would have to place it down here, and I didn't want to do that. So I brought the rack, and it's connected to the gate of the window with hooks. And then here I have my hot water bottle that I never in my life ever use a hot water bottle. I heard some people here in van life talking about using this for heat, and I tell you, this is the best thing. It is so cool. And I never had a hot water bottle with this like fabric, which feels, when this is full with hot water, it feels like the belly of a puppy. It really does. So I hug this at night. It gets really nice and hot. And I reheat the water a couple of times during the night. And then I have a couple of cloths here, you know, like when I'm cooking, you know, and I have this little plastic cutting board from Coleman, whatever, that I use like to cut up my vegetables. And I actually cut them on the floor, and I put that little plastic thing because I whack like kabuki squash or other vegetables there. And so like I don't want to do it on here because whacking here will probably break this, even though this supports like 250 to 300 pounds. So I have the small ottoman, and then I have my rock pile thing there, and I'll talk about other things. This garment bag is connected to a curtain rod that has my blackout curtain. Now, I found this garment bag on Amazon, and it was like $8. It has a zipper, and it connects to the pole there. So my fancy clothes and dresses and dress coats are hung up. I'm gonna probably get another one of these because it lets me hang up my clothes and then keep them in this vinyl bag, so when I'm cooking, the smell of the food and the odors don't, you know, absorb on the clothing. So it's been a really big help. Looks awkward maybe when you come in, but it's like kind of like a wardrobe closet for me. And again, I do have the gates on the windows. The band came like that. Again, I showed you the kitchen. I have a little fan in the corner there, a little light too, and then I have the Max here, which has been a lifesaver for me because it really keeps the air clean. And when I'm cooking, well, the odors go out and blah, blah, blah. So I have a cooler, and I am going to probably get a regular little refrigerator that I have in storage. I'm going to bring it in, plug it up to my Gold Zero Yeti, which is in this case with my phone there. I have these storage bins that a friend gave me that you can find in Home Depot. This was given to me. I'm going to contact paper these when the weather gets warmer. And I'm going to put some plastic tiling on it. So I'll make them cute so they can match really nicely. In between this, there's a little bit of space, a little bit of carpeting here. I have my water there. I have some cleaner that I use. That's natural cleaner. And this is my main bed, which is a longer ottoman. It's about 15 inches wide, so it wasn't wide enough for my mattress. I have a mattress there, and I have my sleeping bag, and sleeping bag saves my butt every night. And to increase the width, because this wasn't wide enough for the mattress, I got this storage cloth fabric thing on Amazon, and it was perfect, 7 inches wide. And it goes to the back, and then I have another storage bag in the corner to make this level, right? And then what I do is at night I take this mat and I extend the mat out. The cushion extends, and then I put the ottoman that I keep food stuff in, I bring it closer to here, and the mattress just goes across, and it makes the length of the bed. I mean, I can get 2 of these. I had another ottoman going across, and then this one and this, but it was too tight, and I wanted some floor space. I really did. I wanted my foyer. So this is working much better than the plastic bins that I was stacking and then sleeping on. They had ridges on them that weren't cool. So this kind of looks cute for me. I like it when I come home and I see my animal prints and my little lion there. My sleeping bag really keeps me warm. I like the wall of the van there that lets me make it like a backsplash. Eventually I want to make it look like that more, but it is one right now, makeshift. So I like the setup. So I'm very, very comfortable with the setup. It's okay. So in this unit, I have like my computer and some electrical stuff, some shoes. I have another storage bag in the corner, which has all my shoes. And then most of my clothes are in this thing here, and tote bags, Ziploc tote bags. And I squeeze it to get the air out. And all my t-shirts are in one bag, my jeans are in another, my underwear, bra, and hosiery is in another bag, gym clothes in another bag, blah, 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 blah. So I have like my blow dryer in these units, brushes, and then I have all my food stuff in these three. This is my junk drawer, and then food cans, spices, and then these three drawers, you can't see it, health and beauty aids and laundry supplies, right? That is it. In the front of the van, it's just some propane bottles on the floor, on the passenger seat, but that's it. That's what's going on. And every time you guys see me, you'd rather have this hat on, but that's the way it is until spring, and then the hair will be flowing and I'll be more beautiful. HRT will kick in some more. I've been doing laser electrolysis, so trying to get to look and feel more, you know, feminine, making my transition male to female as possible. It's not perfect, right? Never gonna be quite like Sofia Vergara, but I can dream. I can dream about transitioning and looking like Sofia Vergara. Oh, I could dream about getting a Ford Transit that's bigger than this one in a year and keep my little baby this one as well. Yeah, I could dream about having more and more subscribers as I keep talking my mess. Oh. I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman. Remember that? Anyway, that concludes this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Tiny roads along you, wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The vegan meat, the gluten-free, the dairy-free.
Hey, darlings. No